How much will this cost?
So we've had this costed by the Parliamentary Budget Office, and the first year will be about $560 million. There'll be a bump up in the second year because we anticipate, or the Parliamentary Budget Office anticipates, there'll be a lot of people who have not had access to dental services that'll then take advantage of a program that'll help them get back on track. So there'll be a bump up, and then it'll stabilize around $860 million is what the Parliamentary Budget anticipates it'll cost.
What will you do to pay for that? That's a lot of money. Where will that money come from?
Again, it's about choices. $860 million to assure that 4.3 million Canadians have dental services is a priority for us. What's not a priority is what Mr. Trudeau did last year. Cut corporate taxes, basically gave $14 billion to the wealthiest corporations so that they could buy corporate jets and limos. He spent $14 billion to do that. This plan cost less than $1 billion. He spent $4.5 billion in buying a pipeline. This plan costs $856 million. He spent billions of dollars. He waived corporate loans to the tune of $6 billion in 1 year alone. This plan costs $856 million. I mean, these are choices that we would make. This is a priority for us. We know that Canadians deserve the care. We're going to make that happen.
So there you have it. From Jagmeet Singh himself, this is the first step on the path towards a universal, single-payer dental care program for all Canadians. Now, this plan isn't universal single-payer yet. It's not quite there yet, but it is an excellent first step because it aims in a direct and efficient manner to help those who need care the most and need it now. Right? Frankly, they've needed it for years in some cases, but now they will get it with an NDP government almost immediately upon election. Singh outlines a plan here that will effectively guarantee dental care coverage, basic needs for your dental care for all those in households under $70,000 a year of income, and reduced payments for families between $70,000 and $90,000. That'll cover most Canadian households. It's estimated that about 4.5 million people will get care that they're not currently getting because of this. That this will have a direct and immediate benefit for some of Canada's poorest people, and indeed many people who just for whatever reason don't have dental care. Maybe their work doesn't provide it, or they don't have enough money left at the end of the month to take that visit to the dentist. And so this is a fundamentally important approach. And it's much more simple, at least in the short term, than a truly universal program, because the latter, that universal program, is going to require extensive negotiations with the provinces, right? Because ultimately healthcare is a provincial issue jurisdictionally. But if the federal government can give families in a direct manner a transfer to help cover their dental care, you can in a sense administer the program as a purely federal one and then still use it as a medium and long-term basis for a universal system. And of course, this will have a lower cost, at least initially, than a truly universal program. The Parliamentary Budget Office, again, a nonpartisan body which examines the promises that politicians make, in the run-up to elections. It also examines the conduct of governments, but they do offer themselves up for parties to submit their platforms and have them, examined by a neutral third party. They suggest that the NDP's plan will cost under $1 billion a year going forward. Initially, the costs will be higher because, of course, there are some people who have left, dental care issues to the side for many years because they couldn't afford them and will need to be caught up on their care. But going forward, they will have many of those issues covered, down the line, and the costs will fall. And so this is a reasonable proposal, under $1 billion a year, to give 4.5 million, maybe more Canadians dental care they're currently not getting. This is a great start towards that dream of a universal program. And I know myself and many others, maybe we would prefer a more direct and immediate move towards a single payer plan right now. But this is a great way to start. It is much more achievable. People will believe its achievability more so. They will be less likely to be skeptical, saying he's just making a promise that he knows he can't keep. Again, I don't know if a universal single payer plan is unachievable, but this certainly requires less hoops to jump through. The cost is low, and therefore I think you can make the case to people that, look, for under $1 billion, we can give millions of people the health care that they're not getting in terms of their teeth. And this is not to say, anything about the spin-off health benefits. How much money will we save in the long term from $1 billion a year in investing dental care coverage when, these people won't get sick because of dental issues? Regular cleanings and hygienist appointments and checkups will prevent cavities, which will prevent dental infections, which will prevent people from going to the hospital for dental issues that could have been prevented if low-income and middle-income people didn't have to worry about dentist fees. And so I think there's a lot of great benefits here. This is something that we should have had a long time ago. And you have to wonder why no liberal or conservative government ever did this. Justin Trudeau found $4.5 billion for a pipeline that still might not get built, but he found $4.5 billion to just buy a pipeline, over a weekend. He just found the money. And so if we can do that, we can certainly provide dental care to everybody making under $70,000 a year. We can do that. We can provide that benefit and take millions of Canadians and give them a better quality of life. There's no reason we haven't done it. And the only reason we haven't done it is liberal and conservative governments don't care about low-income people. They just don't care. Look, I don't want to be cynical here or inflammatory, but if it's really $1 billion a year or less long term, because again, once people start getting regular checkups, dental issues will go down societally. That's how these things work. Dental care is largely preventative care. Once we start fixing these things, it's going to go down in cost. And so I cannot imagine any reason why any government has not thought, $700, $800, $900 million a year is not a worthy and efficient and affordable investment into the dental care of, children and seniors and low-income people. I can't believe it. And I think we have to believe it. Justin Trudeau does not want you to have dental care. Andrew Scheer does not want you to have dental care. Even Elizabeth May, we saw, she joined with Andrew Scheer on the debate stage last week to attack the NDP's support for a dental care plan. She said it was unreasonable. But what we know is that this is far from unreasonable. This is just the first step. It is only the first step. I cannot stress that enough. I would not be satisfied with this as our ultimate goal. This is the first plank on getting us towards a future of dental care for every man, woman, and child, regardless of income, universally provided, just like our healthcare program, where you go to the dentist with your health card, not your credit card or not your bank card or what have you. That's got to be the goal. We have to realize, however, and maybe people don't know this, that Tommy Douglas didn't just create a universal healthcare program in Saskatchewan when he got elected in 1944. It took a decade and a half almost, basically, to get universal healthcare in Saskatchewan. But they started by implementing it in a piece-by-piece fashion, which was more achievable, didn't scare people as much, was less financially, onerous, and had all of the elements of increasing social justice as they went along. And so much like Tommy Douglas achieving Medicare was not an immediate process as much as we would have liked to hope it was, this will take some time. This will take some time. But I think that it's crucially important that when we move towards these bold universal programs, that we take care of those who need it the most first. And so building that foundation on ensuring that low and middle income households can have the dental care they need, even if their job doesn't provide it, is the basis of a universal program going forward. I think this is a great plan. I think this is an achievable plan. It makes people really question, at least I hope it will, what the hell Justin Trudeau has been doing for the last 4 years, that he can find $4 billion for a pipeline, but he can't find $800 million to give every man, woman, and child of a low and middle income household, free dental care. I don't know. It makes you really question if he really was in it for the middle class and all those trying to join the middle class. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this plan is good enough, fast enough? Do you feel that Jagmeet Singh's, plan to cover, households $70,000 to $90,000 a year of income with, full or partially covered dental care costs, depending on that income, is a good plan? Do you think that we should be moving towards universality quicker? Or do you feel that having a plan that is financially and you know, politically, you know, more moderate will be, you know, more palatable to a wider swath of voters that could, you know, give the opportunity for the NDP to prove that the plan can work before bringing it wide scale. I think either position is a reasonable one, but I want to know what you think. Leave a note down in the comments. I'll read every single one and I'll respond when I can. Have a great one, guys. I'll see you next time.